the country, people say that they have liberated their area. Even though there are no celebrations yet, there is still tension in the air, anxiety in the air. People do follow very closely the speeches made by Muammar Gaddafi, and even though some of them discard some of the threats he makes, others would tell you he is an unpredictable man, and they do fear some sort of counter-offensive. Otherwise, on the political side, it seems that tribal leaders have now rallied around the former justice minister who's resigned just a few days ago in protest of the violent crackdown. He has met with tribal leaders. They're trying to form what seems to be a provisional government. Certainly, they do say that there will be no dialogue with Tripoli, that they're asking for the fall of the regime. And at the same time, they're trying to find a way to bring back civilian rule to the area here. They're also trying to find a way to rewrite the constitution. One interesting point is that you won't see anymore the green flag. That was the flag that represented that came to Libya when Muammar Gaddafi became the leader, but rather now you do see the pre-Gaddafi era flag, and that is the monarchy flag.
We can now talk to Ibrahim Sahad, who's the Secretary General of an opposition group, and that group is the National Front for the Salvation of Libya, joining us live from Washington, D.C. Welcome to Al Jazeera. We appreciate you talking to us. It's a fast-moving and fluid situation. Just tell me how you see it. What's stood out for you in the past 24 hours?
Well, I see that the more time goes, we have more cities liberated and cities controlled by the people. And at the same time, we see more defectors from the side of Gaddafi. That gives us the indication that the revolution is a success so far, and that Gaddafi is losing the ground. Unfortunately, there are several battles raging in AlZawiya and in Misrata. Gaddafi is not giving up. Gaddafi has this kind of vicious designs against the Libyan people. And I believe that he knows by certain now that he will not be the ruler of Libya anymore, but he's revenging from the Libyan people. He's putting Libyan people under punishment, and he is using all weapons he has in his possessions against civilians, against armed people.
Okay, what about these claims that we heard? What about these claims, Mr. Sahad, that we heard that the justice minister saying that Gaddafi has chemical weapons?
Well, you know, we know for certain that Gaddafi tried to have chemical weapons. I don't know if he has this under his position now. We thought that United States of America and Britain told us that Gaddafi gave his mass destruction weapons in 2003 when he talked with the administration of George Bush and the Prime Minister Tony Blair. I thought they declared that Libya, Gaddafi has no weapon of mass destruction, but yet there is a possibility that he had that kind of weapons.
Okay. You were, in fact, a part of the military, but that was pre-Gaddafi days. Can you give us some insight into how the military is working today and what role it could potentially play in how this uprising ends up?
Well, the military in Libya, I'm talking about the armed forces, is two parts. One part is those battalions, which they call it security battalions, designated to protect the regime, protect Colonel Gaddafi and protect his apparatus. And this section has all kind of weapons. They have their ammunition. They're strong, but they fell apart. I mean, in Benghazi, they fell apart very quickly. In Al-Bayda, in other cities. The other part of the military is the army, the those designated to protect the country. Gaddafi has no faith with these units, and for that he never gave them ammunitions. They have only their weapons at hand, but no ammunitions. And the ammunition depots protected by the security forces. And that's why Gaddafi tried to bomb those depots so they would not fall in the hands of the army units. I'm sure that as we saw these units from Gaddafi security either defected or fallen apart, the army will join the people the moment they have ability to move, and they will protect the revolution.
Okay, and if and when Gaddafi does step down, we obviously don't know what's going to happen at this point, but should that happen, who would take over? Who would lead Libya?
Well, as we got information now from those liberated cities, we see that the demonstrators constituted committees, they call it local committees, to run the affairs of the cities. And in each city they have a committee which is the administrative committee, and the other one is security committee. I'm sure that now I'm getting information from inside that these committees from different cities, they are talking to each other, and they are trying to reach a formula to formulate a provisional government. I understood that they're waiting for Tripoli and AlJazeera to be liberated. So this provisional government will be representative of every sector, all cities in Libya.
So what you're saying is the information that you have is that once AlJazeera and Tripoli are liberated, according to your sources, then a provisional government will be formed. That's what I'm hearing you say. Is there anyone that's going to lead this provisional government? Would you put any names forward to take control here?
Well, I cannot put names, but as
part
your
of the
report
opposition
suggested, yeah, as your report suggested, that the Minister of Justice, Mr. Mustafa Abdul Jalil, was, being presented in Al Bayda as a person who people can rally around. But I'm not mentioning any names actually, because I'm sure that there are many names could be possibly part in the provisional government. This provisional government is only temporary to lead the country to the other stage, which is the transitional period. In there will be a transitional government selected, and then there will be a constitutional conference selected by the people, and they will draft the Libyan constitution, and will put that draft in front of the Libyan people for referendum. When that